Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use code MAT15 to get 15% off your order. All right, y'all. Halfway home on the week, getting closer to LSU and Clemson. I didn't know this, but South Carolina people call them Clemson. Like they spell it Clampson. Clemson. I guess trying to mock how they talk, but I'm like, you're all from the same state. You would kind of all say that, right? Anyway, couple things there on the docket. LSU chosen a new voice at Tiger Stadium. Congrats to Dixon McMakin. State Representative Dixon McMakin, new voice of Tiger Stadium. Calachi alum Dixon McMakin, new voice of Tiger Stadium. He'll replace Dan Bornay. LSU hasn't formally announced that yet, but Tiger Rag reported it. We were able to confirm it at LouisianaSports.net. So I don't know when LSU is going to make a formal announcement there, but we'll see. Yes. I'm excited for Dixon. I'll be sad to see Dan go. A very familiar voice that kind of has been the soundtrack of Tiger Stadium for all of my life, at least as long as I'm old enough to remember. But change is part of life. And there's a new generation of fans that will become used to hearing Dixon's voice, which is really cool. So new voice at Tiger Stadium, and Saints have settled on Spencer Rattler as their quarterback. No great surprise there. I think that was our feeling. Talked a good bit about it. That, especially starting Rattler in the third preseason game with the starters, pretty good indicator. He was going to be the guy. I look at it and go, probably week 5 is where I would think we might see Tyler Shuck, because the Saints, I think, have a chance to win the opener against Arizona at home. But after that, you go San Francisco, at Seattle, at Buffalo. I don't think you're winning any of those. So I think you're 1-3 right there at best, potentially 0-4. If that's the case, you're home against the Giants, home against the Patriots. Those are both winnable games. If you're trying to set up your rookie quarterback for success, might be right there on the schedule a month in. So, we'll see. Cut down day and all that stuff. Isaiah Foskey cut, not surprising, but disappointing. Jake Haener waived. Not surprising. They might sign him back on the practice squad if he clears waivers. And Clyde was cut. We talked about that. Not a giant surprise there, because Clyde's a vested veteran, meaning he's not subject to waivers. So remember, if a player goes on waivers, any team can claim that player and sign him to their active roster. If you're a vested veteran, you're not subject to waivers. You become a free agent, so you can sign wherever you want. So it's probably one of those things where the Saints said, hey, look, we're going to cut you. Don't go anywhere. Like, we're just saving a roster spot right now. And then they'll sign Clyde to the practice squad, and then in a game week they'll activate him, to the they'll sign him to the active roster and activate him. They'll do the roster shuffling, the up, down, cut, re-sign, all that sort of stuff. So I think Clyde will be the third running back on game days on this team. I think that's just roster management right now. All right, let's say some good morning, y'all. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Silo, good morning, almost there. Jalen, who dat Tigers, let's go. Bubba, Tom, Tiger Poppy, Thomas, good morning, Matt. 52 in Coleman this morning. Chilly. Okay, 52. God bless. It's 72 right now in the BR. Counting the money. Morning. Can you give your favorite cigars? Sure. Bocock notwithstanding, which I do think Bocock does a great job. I actually this weekend smoked one of their World Travelers. Very mild, delicious cigar. Would highly recommend. I love Macanudo Inspirato, the green label. One I would highly recommend. Churchill, the Davidoff. I don't know if you say Davidoff or Davidoff. Churchill, I like those a lot. Monte Cristos, you can never go wrong. If you can get a Cubano, Cohiba, you're traveling out of the country, you know someone who is, so they can snag a few Cohibas. Those are delicious. It's a mild, affordable cigar. If you're just starting, Punch is a good brand. I like AJ Fernandez a lot. Not a big Maduro guy, so I don't necessarily like a really dark cigar. But AJ Fernandez, I think, is great. Yeah, it's a good start. When does LSU leave for Clemson? Friday. Hey, Jerry, good morning. Chance, I was debating what is more compelling to watch, a man lacing his shoes or texting. I concluded lacing was more visually stimulating. Texting was more potentially dramatic. Okay. I like it, Chance. Thoughtful. Efficient. Hey, Thomas, Jinglegate Day 112. 112. So, Thomas, what are we shooting for now? Like, can we get to 200? Yep. Rattler, QB1. Let's see. Keeping it real. Morning, Matt. Do you expect the Saints to add a player or two in their tight end room, which is a weakness now, in my opinion? Yeah, I think the big surprise was not keeping Trayton Welch. So they kept Maliki Matavau as the 7th-round pick out of UCLA. Juwan Johnson, Jack Stoll, Maliki Matavau are the three they kept. It'll be interesting to see if they don't add a veteran and maybe like cut Matavau and try to sign him to the practice squad. Matavau really didn't do much in camp, but again, used a draft pick on him. So, like one of the big surprises, did y'all see Braden Swinson got cut? Braden Swinson was a 5th-round pick of the Patriots. Was a really good player. I mean, he was LSU's highest rated player on Pro Football Focus a year ago. At one point was trending towards setting the LSU single season sack record, but got cut in training camp. Very surprising. Hunter Ryler has never been this nervous for opener in a while. We can't say never been this nervous in a while because never is an absolute. So you can't say never in a while. You say, I haven't been this nervous in a while. Sorry, Hunter. That's me. That's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. If Eric was standing here right now, she'd be like, why are you that? Like, why do you do that? I was like, I don't know. Why do some people walk past the coffee pot at work and no, I'm not even saying because everyone should do that. Like I walk past coffee pot at work and people have spilled coffee or little sugar granules. I clean it up. But my bigger question isn't why would I clean it up? A bigger question is why are there rude people that spill coffee and sugar granules and don't clean it up? Anyway. Hey, Tim, good morning. Braden, what up, dude? Let's see. Good morning, Matt. Fired up for Saturday. Leaving for Clemson tomorrow. Feel LSU doesn't have to ask Garrett to outright win the game. We'll win. Have to run the ball. 100% agree. So a lot of you ask why I don't do the SEC squad shows. Well, I was on the SEC squad show we recorded last night. It'll publish on Thursday on YouTube and podcast on Locked On LSU. So they asked me, what's the key to the game? I said, LSU got to run the ball. It's easy. Like, you were dead last in the SEC, 107th in the country in rushing offense a year ago. Clemson was 84th in the country in rush defense, allowing 4.7 yards per carry in all 4 of their losses. They struggled against the run, the least of which was Georgia, who ran for 169 yards. The other 3 all ran for, in their losses, all ran for opponents ran for over 200 yards. Like, run the football. That's your ticket. Run the football. Nuss is going to sling it. They got good receivers. He's going to get his. They're going to get theirs. They're going to get yards. All that's you got to run the ball. If you run 23 times for 67 yards, LSU is going to lose the game. If you run 33 times for 175 yards, I feel really good about that. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Hope you and Drew and Erica have a wonderful day today. Very ready for Tiger football. We're close, man. It's Wednesday. I mean, we're a little more than 72 hours away from kick. Here, Dolph, come on in. Okay. K-Dog. Jacob. Oh, God. Jerry. All right, Jerry, bet me something. You think they're starting 3-1? I think they're starting 1-3 at best, potentially 0-4. Bet me something. They're not winning home against the 49ers. They're not going to Seattle and winning. They're not going to Buffalo. Sure, not going to Buffalo and winning. Christian, good morning, Matt. Any good bets for Saturday you're looking at? Q's covering against Tennessee is interesting. Well, I'll remind you, we will have Phil Steele on Friday. On Thursday, we'll have Lee Sterling with his best bets. Jimmy's Band of Merry Handicappers will have all of their football picks. All that will be posted at LouisianaSports.net. So highly recommend. You want to check it out. I always look for consensus among the handicappers. I am probably going to wait if that Bama Florida State line continues to inflate. If Bama money comes in and we get that above 14, I'll probably take a flyer on Florida State with the points at home. It's a lot of points. I think Bama wins the game, but I think Florida State, something to prove. Bama, all the turnover, new quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to give me Florida State at home and 2 touchdowns plus. I'll probably make a play on Florida State. I don't think there's much value at all in the LSU game. If the total keeps climbing, I might look at the under. It opened at 56.5. It's 57.5. It keeps going up. I think I'd look at the under. I think this is going to be a more defensive game. We'll look at others. I'm glad Foskey's here. I think you mean Foskey's gone. Tom is looking forward to watching the new version of Whiskey and Wine after the game. I'm looking forward to it too, Thomas. Jacob, crank that jingle. Suck it, haters. Cole, LSU gets a win if Durham and company have a big day on the ground. Predict his stats for Saturday. Cole, I think that is the key. I'm not going to predict his stats because I have no idea. So Jerry, not Parish Build. Parish Built with a T. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parishbuilt.com. Parishbuilt.com. I'm not going to predict Caden Durham stats. It's a brand new season. There's no sample size for either team. I don't know. Like, I don't like blind predictions like that. People try to predict stats and things that are like impossible to predict. I I guess odds makers do it to set prop bets and whatnot, but that's not me. Zachary, good morning. What was the dressed up comment BK said about you during the press conference? I heard you say something about leather Jenny. So Brian Kelly walked into his press conference and was like, "Yeah, I wore a suit. You like this? Should I wear a suit?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" He goes, "Okay, then I expect the same out of you." And then everybody laughed because no media wears a suit to a press conference. Because look at you guys. And I was sitting in the front row. He goes, Like, Matt, I mean, this is the best you could do. And I was wearing a polo and jeans, but I had on my black patent leather Jordans. And so I just lifted up my foot, and he goes, see, the guys would like you. So I think next Monday I'm going to wear a suit, or at least wear a sport coat to the press conference to the front row. Hey, Blake, good morning. Where you are for the Gamecoin website launch, no movement. When is David doing an AMA? Starting to feel like we got scammed. Okay, hold on. First of all, the Toonsys logo is awful. Get rid of that, Blake. Number two, if you feel like you got scammed, tread carefully with those words, because nobody, literally nobody, has more money invested in time and aggravation and everything than David. Literally millions of dollars of his own money invested in that entire project. Okay. That's not the definition of a scam. So the website launched more than a year ago. And remember, that was still while all of the legal proceedings were going on. And David literally could not say anything by order of law while the legal proceedings have been going on. And while the terms of that settlement have been accepted, it still has to be signed by a judge. When it is, and when we can and will, we'll absolutely do an AMA, and very willingly and openly, to believe me. But there's nobody who would love to sing from the mountaintops more than David. But if you're ever going to talk to me about this, which I'm happy to do, choose your words carefully, because if you choose words like scam, I am going to recoil and probably get really pissed off.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
And the website launch, by the way, isn't even the final product tied to blockchain. That was launched to get something launched, to move forward in a way that we could, for legally moving forward with the original concept. Anyway, but choose your words carefully, bro. Christopher, Abner, Braden, will there be whiskey and wine? I feel like no one has asked you yet. Can't wait to see what the surprise is. So I think what I'll do, Braden, is so I do know what we're gonna do. And yes, there will be a show. For those who want, like, yes, there will be a show. But I think what I'll do probably is, so Friday, I will be at Don Juan for AFR. And I'll probably, I think I decided yesterday what I wanted, because so very candidly, so my Friday shows are sponsored by Don Juan. Friday AFR are sponsored by Don Juan Cigar Bar. And this might be the most information y'all have gotten for the million people that are asking about whiskey and wine. Okay, so Friday shows are sponsored by Don Juan, also where we've done whiskey and wine since 2020. We started it there, Jordy and I, in the COVID year. What a weird year to start doing a show at a cigar bar. But anyway, but Don Juan's been awesome. They've been an amazing partner, not only on AFR, but for whiskey and wine and everything. Love going there. And so they're the title sponsor of my Friday shows on AFR. And we have been talking about doing some football Friday shows at Don Juan. And I had in the back of my mind, I would make the whiskey and wine announcement on Friday's AFR, but if we were doing it at Don Juan this week. Well, the way we're structuring that is, yes, we're doing it at Don Juan, but it's going to be presented by a whiskey brand. So our buddies at Pinhook, shout out Joe Juba. If you're not familiar with Pinhook bourbon, I love Pinhook. I got turned on to Pinhook bourbon by Chase Parham, who covers Ole Miss, 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. And it's fantastic. I have never had a bad offering in their vertical series. Pinhook is fantastic. And anyway, Joe Juba, who's a Baton Rouge guy, lives in Dallas. He's one of the national guys for Pinhook. Wanted to see a way we could work together, and I'm like I'm not giving exclusivity on the whiskey category again. We did that with Sazerac at one point, but it's too big and vast, and I like too many of them. And I mean, I'm not only gonna have one whiskey on my shelf, but if it's a brand I like and I'm happy to work with, of course I will. So we had this opportunity with Pinhook. I jumped on it. So Friday's AFR this week is going to be, and I think Pinhook maybe about 3 Fridays. It's going to be live at Don Juan Cigar Bar, presented by Pinhook Bourbon. So we'll have samples and making cocktails with Pinhook. And anyway, it's going to be great. So y'all come by AFR Friday at Don Juan. So I was waiting to see if that was going to happen, because if it was, I was like, then maybe what I'll do is make the whiskey and wine announcement at Don Juan, since they've been such a great partner and we were there for so long. So that's my plan. What my plan was, I was waiting to see if we were going to end up doing Friday's show at Don Juan. So I'll make the whiskey and wine announcement Friday at Don Juan. Hey, Ronnie, good morning. Robbie, morning, Matt. Read these cities would get expansion MLB franchise: Charlotte, San Antonio, Salt Lake, Portland, Oakland, Nashville, Montreal, Sacramento, Mexico City. Which do you think shouldn't get an MLB franchise? All of them. Matt, I respectfully disagree. I believe Coach Moore, as he has started, whomever he stated, whoever been named starting quarterback would not have to look over his shoulder. Great. Awesome. And I think Tyler Shuck is going to be the starting quarterback probably by week 5, when the Saints are 1-4 or 0-4 or 1-3. Brad, good morning. Why did you not like doing pregame for football? It's so long. You work 5 days a week, and then I work 7 days a week. But then we were doing a 5-hour pregame show, T-Bob and I back then. 5 hours. I do a 3-hour daily radio show. 5 hours is so long. So I was doing 5 hours of pregame, then watching the game in studio, leaving at halftime to go to Don Juan, watching the second half there, and then doing postgame. It was such a long day. Kellen Moore, the man now. Okay. Living Lambo. Matt, do you feel better or worse about Van Buren Hurley than you did last season with Swan Collins? That's a good question. I think maybe AJ Swan had played a bunch of football. He just wasn't as physically gifted a player. I think Swan and Van Buren are comparable, just different skill sets. I don't think he was a good option. Hey, Jeremy. Reed, morning. If we make the playoffs this year, could you ever see Blake Baker slow in getting head coaching opportunities? Yes. Blake Baker very much wanted that Tulane job a year ago. Chance, did you catch any of Dabo's press conference? I did. He talks a lot and doesn't say much. His press conference, Musso and I were talking about this after the show. Dabo's press conference yesterday was 45 minutes. 45 minutes. That's crazy. A 45-minute press conference to not say much of anything. He just talks and preaches and stuff. Brad, did you know for a while Dixon was getting the job? Don't you know him? I do know Dixon. I did not know he was getting the job. I know he applied. I did not know he was getting the job. I don't know who else applied. I think Bill Franquez. I think Bill Franquez applied, who's obviously the longtime voice of Ballot Box Stadium. I don't know who else applied. So no, I did not know. Rocky, good morning, Matt. It's my daughter Juliana's birthday. She's 5. She's a morning sconer with dad. Could she get a birthday shout out? Well, happy birthday to Juliana. You can't just get a shout out, Juliana. You get a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Juliana. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Juliana. I hope your 5th birthday is the best one ever. And I hope you get to eat all the cake in the world. Oh, Drew's awake. Oh, Drew, hold on. Drew heard me singing happy birthday. Hold on. You want to get out?
You're on the board.
What are we going to do?
I'm on the board.
Happy birthday, Juliana. Go this way. Come see. Let's say happy birthday, Juliana. Can you say happy birthday to Juliana?
1, 2, 3, happy do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana.
Good job.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay. Okay. Good. Sweet. Good. Sweet. All right. Juliana got 2 songs this morning. 200 is the new goal. Hey, Rex. Ashton, let's see. We got 3 minutes. Morning, Matt. Where does LSU jump in the rankings to beat Clemson on Saturday? I don't care. I don't think rankings matter at all, especially with the 12-team playoff. Rankings don't matter. 4, 5, 5. Jason, Deontay, prediction on the game. Yeah, I guess I've given it plenty of places. I got Clemson 24-20. So taking the under. I think we'll probably see a more of a defensive battle. I don't think either team gets to 30 points, and probably just take the home team on their home field. But Clemson played 3 SEC teams last year, lost all 3 of them. Clemson lost on their home field last year to Louisville and to South Carolina. Clemson's run defense last year was not very good. There's an open door. There's a path to winning for LSU. Go this way. But I will tell you this. I would love to see these 2 teams play again in December or January. And I think LSU would dog walk Clemson if they play them again later in the season. Go this way. Like, I think this LSU team is going to be a boulder rolling downhill. That once it gets going, they're going to be, you better get out the way. They're going to be a problem for a lot of people. Quentin, Kelly, Deborah, Silo didn't know about Swinson. Do you know about Chance and the guys that have been cut? Yeah, Musa ran through him yesterday on Tigers and the Pros. I mean, it's a good many guys that were, just guys trying to earn a roster spot, get out there. Jalen Mills, a veteran, got cut. Andre Sam got cut. Lyle Collins got cut by Dallas. I don't remember them all. Craig, itching for football Saturday. How about tomorrow, y'all? We got football tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. We got football tomorrow. Let's go. Good as we. Robert, morning. Happy to announce you'll have a new morning sconer. Baby Collins, April 2026. Future LSU shortstop. Dad can only dream. I love it. Congratulations, Robert. That's awesome, man. Love the Morning Scone family growing. Happy for you and your family. Hope everybody is awesome and healthy and doing great, man. Thomas, thank you very much. Always appreciate the support, Thomas. Yeah, so yesterday we did a deep dive into the LSU run game against the Clemson run defense in particular. That, for all the respect Clemson's front seven's getting, I told you we took a very deep dive into that yesterday. Today we looked at LSU's safeties against the Clemson passing game. So check out that. Curtis, we ready to kick tires and light fires. Russ Mitchell today. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Sean, Josh Williams. Josh Williams made the team in Tampa. Undrafted free agent, made the team. Thomas, happy birthday, Juliana. Jason, new Parish Camo hat is fire. Love that. Isn't Joe Sloan an air raid guy? No. I mean, he was at Tech with, I think he was at Tech with Sonny Cumbie. But Sloan went to East Carolina, where he played quarterback at East Carolina. So he coached at South Florida. He started at Tech in 2013. So he was at Tech. So he was at Tech for a long time under Skip Holtz. I can't remember. He came to LSU in 22. Sonny Cumbie got hired at Tech in 22. So he never coached with Cumbie so he was with Skip Holtz at Tech. Okay, it's 7:16. I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. Locked on LSU's live. AFR at 3. We'll see you.